It's kind of weird that as much as I love Bane, that I haven't done a video about him sooner, but Bane is awesome. He was decently portrayed in the Dark Knight Rises movie, and he didn't have the venom in that movie either. But here's the thing about Bane. Like I say this in like every single human character video. Yes, Bane is an actual human, but he has this thing known as venom, of course. But let's be honest, I've said this many times, like I said before in my Batman video, Nightwing video. Just because you're human in comics doesn't mean you aren't superhuman. Even without any superpowers, Bane is one of those characters where he's still technically superhuman, even without the venom. The venom just makes him just even crazier when it comes to that. But Bane was born in a prison. He was forced to carry out a life sentence of his father. That's pretty messed up. As his mother died when he was 6, he was forced to fend for himself and trained his mind and body to peak perfection. Yeah, he's not a dummy, by the way. After the prison's higher-ups took note of his progress, they chose him as a test subject for a drug known as venom, which killed every other test subject. Of course, not him, because he has to be the star. He survived the process, but faked his death to escape the prison and then came back to take control of it. He then set his sights on taking over Gotham City and breaking Batman. He even broke every inmate out of Arkham, forcing the already sick Batman wear himself out, taking down all the criminals. Bane was even smart enough to the point where he even invaded Wayne Manor and effortlessly defeated the weakened Batman, breaking his back. You know that little stuff. Everybody already knows that stuff. But let's get right into it, shall we?
He's my dinosaur! You have 1 minute. With your death, I will find peace.
To get more lore on Bane, you get an idea by looking at his bio and lore, of course. Like, this is ridiculous. He's 6'8", 350 pounds, 425 pounds with venom, as it says here. Master strategist, student of every military leader, and conqueror throughout history. Second only to Batman as a perfect physical specimen. Yeah, I let you know. When you look deeper into lore, how much stronger does the venom he actually is on make him stronger? Like, what's the multiplier? It actually has a multiplier, by the way. It has a 10 times multiplier stated right here. He mastered 6 languages, studied philosophy, military strategy, meditation, furthered his mental growth, while a vigorous exercise regimen forged his body into a lethal weapon, increases his strength and stamina tenfold. Just for reference, that's a pretty big increase because I'm a normal human in real life, right? Even the strongest man in the world isn't 10 times stronger than me when it comes to, like, say, a bench press or something, right? You're probably thinking, you ain't that strong. No, I'm not saying I'm that strong. I'm saying that even the strongest man in the world in real life, at most, is probably like maybe 5 times stronger than me at best. There's no way there's nobody that exists that's 10 times stronger than me. Like, say it with a bench press. Like, I can bench press 300. I don't think nobody can bench press 3,000 in real life, especially without any aid or nothing like that. That's a pretty insane increase that Bane has at 10 times power, considering that his base strength is already at least Batman level or stronger, right? So that's already ridiculous. That venom ain't no joke. Of course, it has its fair share of side effects. I will specifically be saying feats without the venom and feats with the venom, just to let you know its power. I'm going to distinguish between the two in this video, so get ready for that. No surprise, there's going to be a lot of battle feats. He's actually very agile and actually pretty fast, considering how fast supposedly peak humans are in comic books. He's still that fast. Acrobats, able to dodge batarangs when in mini fights with Batman. You're going to see a lot of battles in this video, so just heads up for that. No venom, by the way. Let me say that again. No venom. Oh, what do you know? Another occasion of a human with no superpowers. This is with him with no venom, by the way. Being able to move out of a wave of bullet while the bullet is evidently mid-flight. This is no surprise here, and this is not aim dodging. Comic characters do this. Characters like Cassandra Cain. Check that video out as well. Cassandra Cain, Batman, Nightwing videos. I have them dodging bullets like this. They have ridiculous reflexes. Does it make sense? Not necessarily, but hey, that's how humans are in comics. He can even deflect bullets with a statue in the same occasion. Blocks arrow with an axe, by the way. This is no venom. Combat speed. Let's face it, characters like this, whether it be venom or not venom, has been shown to be able to move as a blur. He's pretty quick and swift. He can even strike so fast to the point where some characters have a hard time evading. States here, too fast to evade. As Bat, A-Z-B-A-T, that version of Bat. He was on venom in this occasion. He evades a shotgun blast, just reaction time. With no venom, he was able to pull a metal grate out of submerged water. You can't tell me he ain't superhuman. This dude overpowered the mouth of a shark with no freaking venom. A freaking shark, guys. So, no venom. When he lands, he cracks the windows of a car just from landing. You know, impact, durability, and like leg strength, obviously, right? Does this to a large stone statue because he's a human that doesn't make sense. Not only did he rip somebody's arm off, but he was able to beat them to death with his arm and they just beat off. God dog it, Bane, just savage. By the way, he had like concrete restraint. Like, yeah, they literally had concrete restraints on. No venom. He was able to crack these restraints. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? Obviously with venom, he can lift a couch up, right? Another kid him fighting Batman, obviously. He has some pretty impressive battle feats, like, for example, with no venom, he was able to break Killer Croc's arm. This is probably a combination of his fighting skills and his raw strength on top of him not being a normal human. Was able to kill this large eel with actually no venom. Awesomeness, right? Another occasion of him fighting Batman, grapple, no venom. I'm not trying to scale him to Cheetah because Cheetah is a Wonder Woman level being when it comes to strength, but this is kind of impressive. He temporarily restrained the actual Wonder Woman level being known as Cheetah for us, like a second. Nothing too flashy, but that's kind of crazy. You know, she got loose, of course. Cheetah is ridiculous. And if you don't believe me, check out my Cheetah video. I do have. Yeah. He was able to do this to a metal door with somebody without even being on any venom. With no venom, does this to a demon's jaw. Able to overpower other super soldier tiers like Nightwing. Like in this occasion, I hated this part. My boy Nightwing. Kind of one-shot at Nightwing in this occasion with no venom. He messed up Azrael with no venom. In this occasion, yet another cool battle feat for you. Night Night. Normal human, my cheeks. This dude literally didn't really flinch. Baseball bat over his head. Like, are you serious? Not only was he able to take an attack strong enough from Batman. Oh yeah, another occasion of him fighting Batman and hit a brick wall, crumbled the brick wall, and kept fighting after the brick wall got broken. Because, you know, it's showing you that Batman isn't a normal human either here. And he's taking a hit from a being that's not a normal human. I mean, for Pete's sake, he's unfazed by having some people throw 480 bricks at him. He's just a savage. Like eating it all, then turns the tide. Bane eats pain for breakfast. You know, our man, he ate a punch from him, went flying super hard and made like a little crater, and he was able to get back up and wasn't KO. That's crazy. I'm not scaling him to Superman, but Batman with Superman's powers was hitting him, and he didn't die though. Impressive, right? Completely destroys a wall of a concrete building, and it's cool afterwards though. But goodness, great. Look at the damage they're doing to the building. As much as this doesn't make sense, he's evidently able to tank being shocked by a shock collar while in water. No venom. Oh, but he's a normal human though, right? He has pain tolerance. He isn't really bothered by a knife being in his hand. You know, just pain tolerance. So far, you can tell Bane is pretty insane. But let's jump right into the venom. You know, remember, venom is a 10 times power increase. Let's get into how strong he is actually with the venom. Oh boy, here we go. He's able to do stuff like jump to the top of a train, pretty decent leaping ability. Was able to break through some restraints specifically designed for him and his venom. Somebody else on venom can do this to a concrete pillar. So it's not far-fetched to assume that Bane could do the same. Let's be honest, he can't do the same. He's the main man when it comes to venom. Like, see what I'm saying? So yeah, even though it's a 10 times increase, which is a big multiplier, they kind of have to be superhuman in base for the multiplier to make them be able to do stuff like this, you know? Like seriously, even a 10 times multiplier shouldn't make you be able to do that. If the humans were just truly normal humans in comics, right? Strong enough to rip out a concrete prison wall while on venom. Talking about power. Remember this occasion with Batman earlier where he picked up his couch? He was on venom, but it's not really that impressive. I mean, he could do this in base form. On this venom, he's able to fight Killer Croc pretty strong in a one-on-one fight using his skills, his brute strength and agility on top of it. He's able to bust through a billboard and land like this on a car, like on venom. He just does superhuman stuff. Yawn, another occasion of him punching through a concrete wall. Breaks through the roof of a car on venom. As you can see, yeah, just savage stuff. And by the way, his fight with Killer Croc kind of destroyed the little pillar thingy they're standing on in the process. That's kind of cool. When you think about it, yeah, I'm showing more fights, even though I showed pieces of this earlier. Gotta go back to it. This is the part where I was telling you about breaking his arm. Just cool stuff in this occasion. On Venom, his strength seems to increase a lot. Like being able to survive this train crash while in the train, while it even explodes. By the way, I wanted to make something clear. When he was fighting Batman here with Superman's power, he was on Venom, by the way. When you hit Bane, even without Venom, they compare it to hitting a sack of cement. Hope you guys aren't getting tired of the battle feats. One thing the movies did get right on the recent Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises, they actually got his intelligence and strategy, fighting skills and all that stuff correct, because he's actually an insanely good fighter. He's not a brute that's dumb that a lot of people thought he was, only because of that Venom drug. People thought, because they saw him on the Batman Arkham Asylum first series on the game, they thought he was super dumb because of that game, but they don't really know the origins of him in the comic book lore. Bane has some pretty decent perception. When you really dig deep and look at the panels of their fight, how the writers write out their fights, stuff like that. He knows there was something wrong with Batman. He states here, there's something wrong with him. He moved differently, slower, almost in pain. the Batman, he seemed to move fine to me, Bane. Letting you know the difference between him and his lackeys, perception of battles and how they perceive battles. Like his lackey can't see the speed difference in Batman. Not really on Batman's level, but somebody on Batman's level can really tell the difference, the drastic decreases in power and skills and speed and stuff like that. Bane is aware of these type of things. He states here, that's because you are a blind bird. You're blind. You only see the surface. She's pretty freaking smart to the point where he can even give characters like Ra's al Ghul a challenge in chess, kind of showing his level of strategy and genius nature. Because he is a mastermind. A lot of people don't know that. By the way, it is even stated in the lore that he has a photographic memory. He knows different languages like Farsi, Dhari, Dhari, and Urdu, which he said is incomplete though. It wouldn't even be right if I did a video and didn't show this feat. Beats weakened Batman, which was a pretty smart strategy because Batman's a beast in his prime. But, Bane's a villain, so he doesn't care if he's weakened. He's on venom this occasion. Fights Batman, one of the most famous ones, in the classic one. Fighting, reacting to him, that type of thing. But I gotta admit, Batman was pretty beat down, though. Not in his best. But he just had a job to do. As you can see. Yeah, it's not looking good for Batman. I almost feel sorry for him in this occasion. Yes, I am showing the full panel purposely. Gosh, look at that backhand. Back fist, I mean. This is the famous move right here. Yeah, he was just completely broken and done for. Oh, by the way, that occasion with Batman, he was on Venom. I'm going to show the full fight with Killer Croc, catching his attacks, stuff like that. Just going over the battle feats. Characters like this have a lot of battle feats, and that's where they shine at. So that's why I'm showing him so many times. He is on Venom here, just like in that Batman when he was on Venom. As you can see, fights him, messes him up pretty bad, pretty epic. But that's not going to stop there. I showed this earlier too. He even defeated Killer Croc even when he got his Venom pack destroyed. Showing that, yeah, in raw skills, he can just hang in there with him. A mutate. As you can see, broke the arm, showed this earlier. Gots to freaking love it, right? Proving he's one of the best fighters and swift in nature. He's gotten battles with Nightwing, of course, the man I have a video about as well. Reacting to him, fighting him, panel for panel, without any venom, by the way. Just in case you didn't know, but the fight was interrupted though, but still. Proof that he can hang in there with the best fighters in DC like Nightwing himself. This is a cool feat. Naturally, he's had plenty of fights with Batman. After that fight with Nightwing, got in a scrap with Batman. Like I already showed you, mess up Batman, but I'm not going to just take a dump on Batman. There's been times where Batman's able to fight Bane pretty well without any venom. And not, like when he was not weakened, like in this occasion, them two going at it, panel for panel. Gots to love it. You force him to be reckoned with. It's pretty evident he doesn't need his venom, guys. That's just a bonus. He got like in an actual sword fight with Ra's al Ghul, one of the best fighters in DC Comics. No venom, like I keep on saying. This is epic, as you can see. Yeah, but in this occasion, yeah, Ra's, he's a better, swordsmanship. If I'm being honest. Still cool to see. And just for those curious, I'm not lowballing Batman. There's been fights where no venom was involved. He's gotten close fights with him, but has taken legit L's, but the fights were never easy. Like in this particular panel right here. Gotta love it. Yeah, it really ain't easy, no matter how you slice or look at it. Yep, as you can see, never easy. So I'm just showing L's and wins too. He's beaten Batman, hung in there, has stalemated Batman, and Batman has got a W on him too. So just for the record. There's been some occasions where he's handled 2v1s though with no venom, like fighting Azrael and no mask. Gotta love it in this occasion. See what I'm saying? Handles it on his own. Yeah, I showed this earlier. 2v1. Yeah, it's epic. Can we just acknowledge the awesome moments of Batman and Bane actually working together on one occasion? I totally want to play with Bane in one Batman game at least. One of my favorites along with Nightwing when it comes to the Bat Family type-ish character. He's not really a Bat Family member, but, he's in that, he's involved with the Bat Family. Yep, they fight a group of thugs on their own. Kind of like horror mode. We need to see more of this, them working together fighting. I think this panel was really drawn out pretty well, showing that just being outnumbering Bane and Batman isn't enough and they can just beat themselves free. He is a beast at sneaking up on people that were trying to sneak up on him. So he does have stealth skills. To become a peak human, he had a rigorous training regimen. I respect this. I love to work out myself. This is what he did. States here. And as he improved his mind, he improved his body. 1,000 push-ups each day, 1,000 sit-ups, 1,000 pull-ups. That's a lot of pull-ups, in case you don't know. Instead of sleep, he meditated 4 hours each night, and each day, each year brought him closer to the image of perfection in his mind. Hard work and dedication type of character. I gotta love it. And then he has the venom on top of all this. He can will his vitals to make it look like he's dead. Like, how do you even do that? States here, he willed his vital signs below the place where their machines could find them. Not I mention that he's good with guns if he has to, but yeah, he's a fist to hand-to-hand type of approach, which I can respect because I love hand-to-hand combat and it's awesome. This is the thing about Bane. I'm not going over New 52 in this. I might save it for another video, but yeah, it gets even crazier in the New 52 run, how he can even lift 15 tons. Like, that's ridiculous on Venom. But yeah, save that for another time. Bane is absolutely insane and ludicrous. Did you know he was this strong? Pretty sure you might have did, you might have didn't. I mean, you just got to think about the verse he resides in. You got characters like Batman and Nightwing, who he's comparable to in the verse, who are both super soldier tier at least, or superhuman in their own nature, even if they don't have no powers, because that's how DC Comics works. Even if characters with no powers can be superhuman. Bane is comparable to guys like this, and then you add the serum on top of it, it's like these guys times 10. I mean, he's already a rival for them. He's gotten some W's, stalemates on these type of characters without like no Venom being involved. The Venom just makes it on crack or on drugs. It makes him even more of a lethal threat on top of his tactical nature, strategic nature, and stuff like that. Don't forget that Bat family members or Batman himself can do crazy stuff as well. Bane is implied to be able to dodge bullets, but just in case you're skeptical, Bat family members like Cassandra Cain have comparable combat speed or greater combat speed than Batman. You check that video out for more reference of this. Even Batman has a hard time registering our movements. This is a pattern that DC characters do a lot, being able to dodge bullets after they're fired or mid-flight. Like Cassandra Cain, Bat family member, being able to do stuff like this. This is just common stuff for super soldier tiers, DC humans, or even Marvel humans. You know, nothing new. Like, they can dodge bullets mid-flight. They're massively hypersonic. Bane fights these type of characters without having any problem fighting them. Even though they have this level of combat speed, he has no problem tagging them or rivaling them in speed and combat and etc. Guys, it's consistent. He's able to block a bullet with his hand, like Gauntlet, you know, stuff like that, reaction time. Like, Batman can do this, so Bane can do this too. Like, this type of people he fights consistently. Not to mention, he literally stated he perceives a bullet in slow motion. It states here, I almost feel like I could pick these bullets right out of the air. Like, that's the type of speed Batman has. These are what they call peak human, weaving through a hail of bullets. So yeah, that's why Bane fighting Batman is such impressive, and fighting killers like Nightwing. This is the type of speed he has to compete with. If not, they would like blitz him every time, right? But obviously that's clearly not the case, because they be like having trouble fighting him in speed and stuff like that. Let's lowball Bane and say he can squat 1,000 pounds, right? No, let's not lowball him. Let's say he can squat 2,000 pounds with no Venom, right? I mean, that's fair enough considering what Batman can leg press. But yeah, I know leg pressing and squatting is different. But yeah, he's a super soldier tier in DC, so work with me, okay? Imagine this times 10. That would be 20,000 pounds. Or if you want to lowball him and say he only can squat 1,000 pounds, that would be 10,000 pounds. Like, that's how large increase in power. Like, for real, you remember when I said earlier that the Venom that Bane is on can increase his strength by 10? So yeah, it's a huge freaking increase to get your power increased by 10 when you're already this strong in base. Fighting Nightwing, Batman, etc. Speed, agility, reaction time, intelligence, all that good stuff. But what do you guys think? How strong do you think Bane is without the Venom? How strong do you think he is with the Venom? I'm interested to hear you guys' opinions below. Bane is one of my favorite characters of all time when it comes to villains in DC. I had a good time making this and reiterating feats I already knew, seeing feats I already knew on panel, putting them all together in the video makes it even more of a presentation for you Bane fans out there and Bat family members. Just give you an idea of how good the Bat family members are too, because they be fighting beings like this consistently. You know what I mean? But post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think. Check out those playlists so you can binge watch more stuff like this. I've done videos about Nightwing, Cassandra Cain, Batman himself, and etc. and more to come. So make sure you subscribe, check out those playlists so you can binge watch stuff like this. And then that'll make you really want to stay on the channel when you binge watch a lot of content like this and see your characters brought to life and just analyzed. You know, it's fun seeing your favorite characters analyzed and give props upon. You know, it's nice to see your character get bragged upon. But I'll see you guys next time. You think he's strong as Captain America in Marvel? I think that's a good chance he is. Comments down below.